been a little over 8 months since Suffocation last decimated the City of Lights with an absolutely brutal onslaught of musical violence that was immortalized by Arte for a television special. Tonight the band is back in town to obliterate what's left of the survivors in a small club in northeast Paris called the Glazart, appropriately located a stone's throw away from the old slaughterhouses. This was the perfect opportunity for us to catch up with the boys and ask them a few pressing questions, while keeping the drunken shenanigans to a bare minimum. That's our story, and we're sticking to it. Okay, we're here with Charlie, Terrence, Eric, and Derek from
What's
the
up,
mighty
everyone?
Suffocation.
Yeah! Here in France, having a good time. Love you guys. Yes! We're here! We are here now.
Okay, hey,
Glazart, baby.
that's right. All right, you guys were last in town over the summer. Then before that, you were here in January 2024. So this is your third time in Paris in just a little over a year.
You know
So
why?
you guys-
Because we love you.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why. That's why.
I was thinking because you're like herpes, there's no getting rid of
That's
you.
right. We
Oh,
are.
One or the other.
We
One or the
are
other.
very addictive and a disease, so you have to understand.
Oh my God.
Can't shake us
You know,
off.
you can't shake us off like fleas.
All right, on. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
it's-
Charlie, last time we were here, you were telling us you were embarking soon on tour with Morbid Angel, and you
Yes.
talked to us about the joys of rat fishing with Trey Azagthoth.
Yes.
How did the tour go, and did you catch many a rodent?
Well,
They didn't make it.
what had happened was, Morbid Angel didn't do the tour.
They didn't
And
do
it
the
was
tour.
I Am Morbid.
Pete Sandoval and David Vincent came in and played the first four
So,
records.
we
Best
did-
replacement.
I forgot about
had to
that. I forgot
cancel.
about that.
So we didn't
Best
get to
replacement.
see Trey this
But
time.
Okay.
I mean, it's not even a replacement. That's like just two different halves of a band that is probably one of the greatest fucking death metal, black metal bands
Yeah.
from America ever.
But they're still great. I've seen them.
Absolutely.
And I love them.
Oh, wow.
And
Both
all
bands,
the
both bands.
carnations of Morbid
what's
Angel,
the guitar player, Bill
Hudson.
Bill
Bill
Hudson,
Hudson's amazing. He's awesome.
Yeah,
freaking
a
gentleman.
He's a sweet.
Yeah.
My man
Oh,
played
yeah.
in Trans-Siberian Orchestra. You
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
even screw with
Yeah.
his whole
Plays
credit.
Doro.
Man. He's the man.
Yep.
And Doro, that's
He's the
right.
man. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
David and Pete were gentlemen.
And
Absolutely.
they are
Richie, every
awesome.
Richie, Felix,
That's right.
the whole-
Cheers to you guys
they were
all.
sick. All
Thank
of
you
them
for
good.
keeping all of this shit alive for us, man.
Right on. Okay, so you're 9 dates into this new Embrace the Suffering tour. Any highlights so far? Any
Embrace-
drama?
It's been cold. We've been embracing it.
Yeah.
We've learned with a whole bunch of new people what it means to get drunken.
Ah.
They sell huge bottles of Jack Daniels on the boat. It's crazy.
Huge
On the boat,
bottles.
on the
Yeah,
ferry.
like
Comes with its own, like,
we
device
realize
before.
it's going to be a
It literally comes
suffocation,
with a pendulum. It's bizarre.
suffocation alcohol rehabilitation tour afterwards. But actually, it's been really cool, man. The crowds have been great
Yeah.
since
Good tour, good
all
shows.
throughout the UK, and now we're here in France, our home away from home, and
Awesome.
we love you guys, man. Thank you for always having us
Cool.
and sticking it out with us, man.
So you're
That's
playing with
awesome.
4 other bands on the bill. Is there any? Are you digging all 4 bands? Is there a favorite
Actually,
that sticks
yeah,
out?
man. You know, I mean, in the metal world, we're all doing the same shit, man. Everything is fucking heavy slam, fucking technical death. You know what I mean? And between Carcosa and freaking all of them, they're
all
fucking
good.
awesome, dude.
Everyone's got their flavor.
Yeah, man.
All
You know,
great people.
fucking
good
awesome.
players. Yeah.
And
Really,
everyone's
really.
unique in their own way. but
Everybody,
every band is
everybody
heavy
should
as
give
fuck
them
on this
credit.
tour.
Yeah, oh, big time, man. Big
Right on.
time.
So you guys tour hard. Obviously, you're pros, but the road can be brutal. How do you guys keep from burning out? And most importantly, how do you
What do you
avoid?
mean?
How do you avoid killing each other like being
We're
on the bus
made of
together so
granite.
long?
We sleep.
We're
Sleep
used to
a
that.
lot,
We used to
a lot.
bunking with each other. And
Yeah.
I
We
mean,
have to know.
it-
Respect.
balance between-
Respect.
a best
Everything.
analogy probably for me after all the years would be, we're in the military. Get used to it.
front
After you
line.
do
We're
30
pirates.
tours,
Tour of duty.
30 tours or force, man, you know, you just get used to it and you can sleep in the cold, man. You
Right
know?
on. So earlier this year, you participated in the 70,000 Tons of Metal cruise. What was
Oh, yeah,
that like?
sure.
Did you check out some of the bands on the tour? Did you get to visit some of the locations?
Quite
the
a
sites?
few, quite a few. We went out into Jamaica. It was pretty awesome. I met really nice people there, as well as these
The
guys.
rum
Yeah.
coconut.
Yeah,
Put the rum in the coconut.
Oh my
Wow, that
God, it
guy's
was
going.
unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
It's like a vacation.
And
Right on.
really
It's very
very
cool.
hot. you know.
Sick
Al-
bands.
also
Oh.
like a family reunion, you know.
Yeah.
between
You got the
bands.
pool on
See
the
a lot of
boat.
your
So.
friends.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
It's cool seeing people circle pitting in a
It was
pool.
great seeing
In a
the
pool.
crap people.
Yeah.
They just go,
Have
they
you
just,
done it?
just
It's
walk
definitely
around in a
something to do
circle.
if you haven't done it.
Yeah, it's really an
I'll have
amazing
to,
thing.
Yeah, it's killer.
Hey man, I was a big winner in the casino on slots. I won
Yeah.
$400
Oh,
bucks.
that's right.
Wow.
You know, so I can't
Success.
complain.
Bitchin'.
You know,
Bitchin'.
yeah, I could buy a can of soup.
Okay, so Hymns from the Apocrypha came out in November 2023.
Yeah, that's our new record.
Just
Yeah,
a little over a
latest.
year
Our
ago.
latest.
So it might
It
be-
is our latest record, but it's still a new record for
Are you,
Suffocation.
are you thinking about the next one yet?
In a bigger scheme of things, yeah, we are obviously, but because we have so much touring, it makes it really difficult for us to just get together in a room and write.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we all have our ideas, and we all have these riffs that are on the back burner, and eventually they'll come
We
to
got
light.
riffs.
But
You come up with riffs in the bus. Do you
all
sometimes.
the,
backstage?
yeah,
sound check?
all the time.
Hey, Hogs.
Just
more
like
like a-
watching,
more like a
movies,
festival, though.
watching movies, just hopping on the stage and acting dumb during sound check. You know, we just think up our riffs when we think up our riffs. When it's time to really put them together, that's
Yeah.
when we buckle down. But for the most part, we're out there touring, and there's a lot of Suffocation material we always want to bring to you guys. So.
Yeah.
I
Right
mean,
on.
new records, live records. You know, there's been changes of the band from the past hierarchy of Frank Mullen up until Ricky Myers coming out, and we'd
Yeah.
like to show the contrast of that somehow, some way. So we're working our way out. We're also bringing out more of the new album,
Yeah.
as opposed to playing the oldies but goodies that all you old fuckers know. Ah man, that's what I'm talking about.
Send your kids to the show.
That's right. They do, and they're bringing them up right, and I love you for it.
Yes.
That's right.
Right on. All right, so this has been out for a full year, or a little over a year, and you've been playing the songs live.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the album? Is there anything you would change or tweak about it? The sound, the production,
Love this one.
the riffs, the...
Well, live, you always figure out the songs after. Like, you record it,
Yeah.
and then you learn what you did. And then
Yeah.
you get comfortable with it after playing it over a year. And then, ultimately, you're always like, oh, man, I could have done this here, this here.
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
That's all hindsight.
But that
Yeah.
gives the live
Now
show a little bit better feel because it's got little intricacies that aren't
Oh,
on
so
the
you change a
album.
little bit.
Yeah, oh yeah,
maybe
you
a
feel
riff
the parts
or
out
a
better.
drum
A little more
fill here and there.
flavor on the drums here and
We
there.
are a
a little
live
more
band,
tempo
man,
change
so-
by a little hair.
When
Yeah,
you hear
so you know
those
the
live
songs
records,
better.
you know
Yeah,
that
yeah,
we're
yeah.
a real band and a live band.
Yeah. So last time you were here, the show was recorded for the TV streaming special on Arte.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you guys watched it. How
Yeah,
was
it
the
was awesome.
experience?
Came out great.
What, you loved it?
Yeah, that was a-
great.
I
Great
think
quality.
it's fantastic, actually.
Yeah.
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 Well, I was there and it was awesome.
yeah.
too.
That was
The
good,
whole
man.
Thanks when I
Thank
got
you,
the
production, the
opportunity
lights.
to meet you guys. You know,
Sparky.
It was a great production. It was a great
really was.
production, really high quality, and
Really
all
was.
the people were very
and a
professional.
very new thing for us, like because you know to really run into such a professional type of thing, you know, is new to us.
Yeah.
We're used to the iPhones and our friends doing stuff and
Yeah, yeah.
things like that.
PBS
you know.
doesn't do that in the States.
Yeah.
No.
It would
No,
be
that
like
was
a piece.
crazy.
So to have
Crazy
that
production.
experience here was like really it's an eye opener, but it's also kind of fantastic that we're able to talk about it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like as an underground band, we're always going to be underground.
Right on.
Right.
So last time we got you guys a bottle of wine, but then we realized like some of you are sober, so we felt like a bunch of assholes.
No.
So to redeem ourselves, we got you these very French berets.
Oh shit.
Oh
So-
boy!
Fight over the
Charlie
colors.
put them all
Now I
on.
have the black one.
Now, does he chuck it off the top of the Eiffel Tower and the lady's dog goes chasing it? Right?
Whoa.
I haven't
that's
seen that, but
sick.
there's
that
different
was
colors.
Ricky?
Now, please heed the warning. There's a warning to avoid danger of suffocation.
Yep.
Look out.
There you go.
Am I doing this right?
Yeah, we're gonna put this thing on for the rest of the interview.
All right. Well,
So wear them proudly
I'm
when
not
you're
yet,
playing
but I
perpetual
will.
deception.
Yeah, you know, it's like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Perpetual
Look at the color.
deception.
Look at the color.
Oh shit.
Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, you know, like Jack Nicholson.
rad.
That
How do we
movie.
rock? How do we wear this thing? How you get this
You
thing
got
going?
it.
Like
Supposed to go sideways?
They rock
Supposed to go
sideways and be like,
front,
Any
back.
style
got it.
want,
You got
any
it
style
down.
you want, Chuck.
I don't know if
How
I'm
do I
going to
drive?
embarrass
She says
myself that
baby
much,
boots.
but I love you.
"Yeah,
Raspberry
you go
beret.
on the head.
Ah.
It keeps my ears warm.
Okay, so your music isn't just brutal; it's physically brutal.
Yeah.
How do you deal with the physical demands of this music, especially as the years stack up? The headbanging alone has got to be taking its toll. So I'm looking at you.
When the
especially,
doctors tell you, were you in an accident? And you say, no, this is what I was doing. And you show them, and they say, stop doing that.
Oh,
Like, that's my job.
They
And
also
then
say,
wanna
stop
fuse- They want to, yeah, it's bad, the same thing.
They do.
Tennis players, guys who work
They
underneath
do. They're like,
cars,
don't do that.
and laying on your stomach munching bugs.
Right.
Laying on your stomach, punching.
There it is. They
That's
said,
what they said to
don't
avoid.
do it.
They want to fuse you.
Don't
your
do
spine
it.
together.
Fellas, keep that neck.
Right
Gotta
on.
protect your neck.
Okay, Eric, drumming
lots
at
of
this
sleep.
level, it's like an extreme sport. Do you train for it? Do you do cardio, yoga? Do you sacrifice small animals to the blast beat gods? Or what's your secret?
I just played a lot when I was young and learned the proper physics on the rebounds, I think.
Yeah.
Right
So,
on.
at the end of the day, just keeping the cardio up helps, but maintaining the same heart rate with breathing through your nose and whatnot is a lot better for
Yeah.
avoiding that exhaustion. Because when the heart rate goes up, the tempos go up.
Ah.
You know what I mean?
And then
So if you
fatigue
can
comes.
maintain
Adrenaline,
breathing through your
adrenaline.
nose
Stay calm.
and stay
Yeah.
calm, you'll pretty much keep your sweat at a manageable
I think
level.
Live,
Actually-
you're not playing to a click track live.
No,
No,
we're old
just-
school. Just monitor with
Old
hops
school.
in
Right
it.
There,
Different feel, you know?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Some days
because
are
we're
riffs.
a
Alive.
real
Yeah.
band. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta let
you
it
know,
breathe a little bit.
Takes
That's
the soul
what
out
it
of
is.
it a little
But
bit.
I also
when
think that you're the one that kind of invented that
Sets-
linear technique of double strokes. Like it's not a swivel thing.
Well, I don't-
I don't know anybody else that was doing that.
Well, there was John Longstrap. There's a lot of people doing
But
it.
he swivels.
No,
though.
you got
No,
it
he
on a
does
different
double.
level.
He does a double
double.
the exact same.
Does he?
Yeah.
I
I think I might have just
I always
made
thought
it
he
more
was-
like
he was-
visible. Because when I did that podcast about
More
drumming,
I sure as hell
It was
didn't.
more visible
Like
to people.
when I met Eric, he's like a human metronome. There was
Yeah.
there was
Valid.
no way you could keep up with it if that's what he was pushing. And
If
that
you
was
wanted
a
to make
first
the
for me,
chase,
and that's
you
really
could make the
cool.
chase.
That's really cool.
How did you
So-
meet? How did you meet Eric? Was
From our friends.
That was we were looking to borrow somebody.
Yeah.
It was a run that the drummer we were using wasn't available, and we didn't want to miss the opportunity. So we made a list of some guys that we thought, hey, we know these guys. They probably know our stuff. Drums are finite. They have to learn rhythmically, but not melodically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So drummers, if they're sharp at their chops, could probably hop in and do Suffocation if they play in these bands that we listed. And I was calling Alex Arian from Despise Icon to see if I could borrow Alex Grind. And he goes, not a territorial thing, but the reason we don't tour so much is because he's got children, job, blah blah blah. I'll give you his number.
Real
but-
life.
But
Yeah.
I think I don't want to say I got your guy, but I think I got your guy. And he sent me to a YouTube link, and I saw Eric playing, and I was like, holy shit! And it was refreshing as hell. He was like, yeah, I guess I heard of Suffocation. We were like, yes,
It was
because
kinda crazy.
so many of those guys that want the spot
yeah.
aren't necessarily up
Except
to
for
it.
Eric just
Eric
went
just
in there
crushed
and
it.
just like played 8 songs in a row at
Showed up-
320
showed up
BPM.
knowing the hard
And I was
stuff.
like, nigga, slow down.
You showed up playing the hardest stuff
Yo,
with ease.
yo.
Yeah.
Us guitar players aren't trying to cut
They
time
fed
like
me
that.
steak
man.
and corn.
We tried to slow him down with a bunch of
He
blues and
actually
steak.
fell into it really well, and I
That was
think
sick.
that like dynamically,
Thank you, Alex.
it really helped.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Alex. That's right.
Mon
That's
drum,
right.
tabarnak.
Okay, Terrence. When you started the band, your brand of death metal was in its infancy.
Yep.
Uh,
Still an infant.
In New York, there's a whole scene of what would later come to be known as brutal death metal, with bands like Mortician and Incantation.
I love them.
And I guess there was like a sort of urban quality to it, with obvious grindcore and hardcore influences. What was it about New York that bred bands like this?
I don't know.
Gangsta rap.
I don't really know. I don't
around
really
back
know.
then.
Us as kids in the earlier incarnations of the band, we were just like looking to just push like hard rock, thrash metal, and all of those things in between. And it was a big tape trading thing back in the day, and people were trying to get out of state. So we ended up like really becoming a very good friends with like the guys from Ripping Corpse, Eric Rutan, all the guys from upstate in the early days, because Cannibal Corpse was living
They
in
started
New York.
there, Buffalo.
Yeah,
maybe?
in Buffalo. So, we'd play shows back in the band days, like, and the spray painted band days,
Wow.
And, you'd have to flyer shows and do things like that. But just for that time period, Mortician, Human Remains, Nocturnal, Malevolent Creation, Atheist, and Monstrosity. The list goes on and on and on and on and on from that earlier era. And for us, we never thought, in a million years that it would develop a certain, there you go. I mean, all the Pyrexia, there's all these bands, there's all these bands that, kind of came from those
Internal
roots.
Bleeding, are they from
Oh,
this
yeah.
area?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
right
yeah,
around the
neighbors.
corner, man.
Shout out, Pervelis. What up?
Yeah.
I be every day, all day, baby.
What are your thoughts on this sort of opposite style of death metal, which is, we can call it melodic death metal, with bands like In Flames, Arch Enemy?
I love
They
that
might
stuff
not be,
too.
yeah?
Me personally.
Great players.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's always room at the bottom, so let's go.
Right on.
That's it.
Last month, right here in Paris, a band that calls itself Pantera was in town, playing a huge arena. What did you think of the band when they were current, and what do you think of its resurrection these days?
Well, to keep it all alive, I understand that they have some really great players right now, but will Pantera ever be the Pantera of the past? Or Suffocation be the Suffocation of the past? Or Cannibal Corpse be the Cannibal Corpse of the past? We don't know, but just let's make sure that we go and support it, because this is what brought us up. This is what gave us that career. So for all those dudes out there, I love you all for being there and still holding it down for the people that got fallen and on our behalf, and that influenced all of us.
Okay. Well, this isn't really directed towards Terrence. It's more for the other guys. I guess you guys got into metal and death metal in your teenage years.
Yeah.
And do you remember the first time you heard Suffocation? What was
Yeah.
your favorite album or track by the band before you joined?
For me at least, it was like, I was never really like an album guy. I was like,
Yeah, we
I was
know.
like a song guy. But first time I saw Suffocation, or I never heard of Suffocation until I got to see them live first.
You heard it from Nick.
So I went to go see Whitechapel, and
Yeah.
at the time that was my favorite band, and I was unaware of Suffocation. So I said, well, I don't know what's going on with these guys. And
But they were opening for Suffocation, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
yes.
right.
So I
Chapel.
saw Whitechapel, and I was like, okay, yeah, I got to see the band I wanted to see today. Let's just leave. And then my buddy's like, no, we gotta stay for Suffocation. I was like, I don't know what that is.
Life-changing moment.
And then I saw it, and my jaw hit the ground the whole time they were playing.
Isn't it so
And
weird that
it's,
we were right around the corner from you the whole time?
Didn't
and
know
you
it.
just didn't even-
Literally, yeah. We all live
I
like
mean, we lived
15
like-
minutes away
yeah,
from each
really?
other our
It's
whole
crazy,
lives.
yeah.
Wow.
And he
And I didn't even
had
know.
no idea.
So, but I was more
That's
into
awesome.
the deathcore at the time. I wasn't really a death metal guy.
Yeah.
So I just didn't know. So that's also good for us, like on tours like this, where maybe there's some younger fans that are coming that are fans of Angel Maker,
Yeah.
or all the other bands that actually have never really like got into us or know about us, or they're just coming for that. But it's cool that doing tours like this, that you can mix up all the genres and everyone's fans can get to experience each other's music without like having to go find it.
Yeah.
So it's like you may learn something new.
That's why we try to
find
support
something
as
you
many
like.
bands
Yeah.
as we can, from black metal bands to deathcore bands to
All
heavy metal bands across the board, because
Yeah.
we're playing metal, man. We're not playing disco.
That's right.
Yeah.
What about Eric and Derek? Do you remember the first Suffocation song you heard? Or
When I sent them?
Cycles.
Yeah.
Cycles of Suffering.
Yeah.
Right.
And it went
Amazing.
from that to Effigy. And I was
And
like,
he goes,
whoa!
"Man, this has got such an old school feel." I'm like, "Cause it's old."
I got the new production song. I was like, okay, I'll learn this one. And then I went to
Showed up
listen to
knowing-
Effigy, and I was
knowing-
like,
whoa.
I gotta distinguish what's the snare and what's kick, like what's
Yeah,
happening
yeah,
in
yeah,
some
it's
of the
grinding,
parts.
yeah.
But then I just watched videos of Mike Smith and Tally live.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
All right,
that's
I got that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Mine was Effigy the Forgotten, and I had to buy that record twice because
it got stolen.
no, buddies. We used to just go to these
Right.
record stores, and back then you could buy an album based on the artwork.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is sick. It's gonna be sick. We know it. So I bought the Effigy. He bought the Morbid Angel. Blessed are the sick. Blessed are the sick. Blessed are the sick. And on the way home, we listened to both of them. And I owned the Effigy, and it was a little out of my wheelhouse. It was too chaotic. It was something that we hadn't heard. And the Morbid was more like Slayer. So I begged my friend, trade me. He's like, nah, fuck off. Next day, we're going to school, and we're playing the albums again. And he's like, I'll trade you. And I'm like, sweet. I go home, I listen to Morbid. He's playing Effigy on the way to school. The next day, I'm begging him to trade it back. He's like, I had to go buy it twice. I had to buy
Funniest
Effigy
shit
twice.
ever, man.
That was
Right
fucked
on.
up. But yeah, Effigy hit like a
Right?
ton of bricks.
Right, because there was
Ton of
no
bricks.
CD
It was
rewritable drives.
Banter.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so Charlie, you were saying you don't really listen to full albums. So I guess it's a generational thing. How do you guys listen to music? I guess on the road you listen to streaming services.
So
but,
much less.
Spotify, yeah.
But
So
when you're
much
at
less.
home, do you listen? Do you stream? Do you listen to CDs, tapes, vinyl?
Well, a lot is on the road. I mean, we meet a lot of bands on the road, so we end up getting exposed to that material that these guys are doing, and being able to see it live, which really helps a lot.
Big time.
Yeah, for
The
us.
energy.
But still, in the bigger scheme of things, there's a trillion bands that are out there, and some of them are phenomenal, and like we just wouldn't hear about it unless somebody brought it to us.
Referrals.
Yeah.
Really
I feel like we
the
look
only
up a
way.
lot of
Word
shit
of
on
mouth.
YouTube though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
I
do.
I feel like we're always
We
looking up on
do.
YouTube
We
so that
do.
you can
Yeah.
like watching while we're
do.
listening.
So we
Also,
get it from all angles and different mediums. So it's different, at least for me.
And I mean, for me, it's
You guys.
really bizarre because we used to hunt for really good death metal and aggressive music.
Yeah.
And like nowadays, when I meet younger kids and they start to tell me, "Oh, have you heard this?" I'm like, "Feed me!" Like I pull out my phone and I like set me up because I don't hunt for it like I used to, and I miss that. So I'm like writing these down in my phone and try to remember to go check them out.
That's awesome. Still being hungry for new music.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spotify
man,
is great
you know?
too because if you put on a Deeds of Flesh song,
It'll-
and you don't have a playlist or anything, you just play
Right.
that song. It'll start playing songs in
Songs
the
that are
queue
similar.
that are
Similar.
similar, and maybe you'll be listening to like, well, what's this? And you'll look and like, oh, it's Vitriol or it's this.
Who knows,
You know,
yeah.
save
I'm
it.
just gonna say
And that's
down
how I
with
find a
AI
lot of
because
bands.
once AI starts taking everybody's job, you know, I mean, somebody's got to put a cap on that motherfucker. That's it. That's it.
So for those of you who grew up with like in the vinyl and tape days and then the CD days,
I
quick
think we've all
without
seen a bit of it.
without thinking too much, what's your favorite album? All-time favorite album?
That's so hard.
Yeah, it really is.
Slipknot
man.
self-titled, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Man.
the self-titled one.
Sermon of Mockery.
Sermon
Or
of
Death
Mockery
Human.
was
There you
good.
go. Deaf Human. That's probably
Humans,
that's where you
gorgeous.
say it
Yeah,
on the most.
that's
Yeah.
really good.
I mean, for me,
It's so hard.
so tough because it's such a
Striking fire, right?
generational like area, you know. I would really have to say, for me, Diary of a Madman was probably one of the best records that I had heard. For Andy Willis
Bought
did
it on
great.
Yeah.
recently.
Ozzy did great, and it's not death metal. It's not, you know,
It's
black
eerie.
metal.
No, yeah.
If it was going to come to that, then I'd have to say Metallica between Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets. I mean, Master of Puppets, there's no bass on it, so it's all guitar, and I'm a
Yeah.
guitar player, so
And back then they were
see
like
where I get my lead
shorter.
from.
They had like 8 songs. Diary,
Yeah.
8 songs of perfection.
Yeah,
Master,
you know,
8 songs.
It was just, it was a really sick time. Judas Priest did phenomenal. You know, it's a lot different for me than it is,
Yeah.
you know, I guess from the normal day and age. But Morbid Angel, Altars of Madness.
Sick.
Right on. Well, speaking of music, you guys recently teamed up with the sound company Heavy to put out a pair of Suffocation branded headphones.
Yeah, they're heavy.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Did you approach them, or did the company come to you and say, "Hey, you guys should be in the headphone game"?
Came down the pipe. We came down the pipe to us. That
I
came
think
to us.
one of our tour manager from the last tour, in fact, EJ Shannon, who
For president.
works for president,
Yeah.
2006, 2018.
Rubik's
EJ had worked, I guess, with them to some degree, at least I think so, and with like Born of Osiris and a couple of other bands, and it just came through the pipeline through management from there. And then once you put them on your head, you heard that they were good.
Big
So
crush.
yeah,
And you
you know,
guys
so
all
get
got
your
a
heavies
pair.
if you can. Get
They're
them.
pretty
I
nice.
think they sent us something to check out, and they definitely are heavy.
Killer. Yeah.
Right on.
Check them out.
Check them.
So as far as the set list, you guys tend to stick to a fixed set list for the whole tour. Do you guys ever stray from it? Who has the final say in the set list?
We all do. I mean, you know, I guess we pick our favorites, but also we pick the ones that the crowd likes, and also we pick
Get the
ones-
staples.
Yeah, you know, the ones that everybody knows from different records. You know, I mean, we could play for an hour and a half just playing title tracks of records at this
Yeah.
Yeah.
point. So it's kind of different.
It's kind of like we just whatever we're feeling at that time, or we try to mold it to like particularly like okay, this tour we're with the younger bands, so let's play the songs that have a little bit more
bands
breakdowns.
have this vibe, you know. We'll try to alter.
So you will
our set.
tweak it like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Adjust it to the tour bands.
Yeah, or it's okay. We want to be more.
I mean, if
thrashy,
not, it's
go
just going to be
a little
brutal the
faster,
whole time anyway. you know,
Yeah.
so.
Not too late.
So what's your favorite part of the set? Is there a specific tune you're always looking forward to, or?
It's a tough question.
Funeral Inception for me.
Funeral Screw.
There's a lot of bangers. They're all fun.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of cool ones. The ones that I like the most are at the end of the set, and if the crowd likes it, we come back for something else. You know.
Right on.
Legion of Veracity Slam.
That's a good one.
repeat.
That's
Yeah.
a good one. You know. So,
Breeding Slam.
Fucking.
Yeah.
So the tour wraps up in Belgium later this month. Then you'll be back to Europe for some summer festivals.
Yep.
Will Suffocation be dormant in the meantime, or do you guys have more touring scheduled
oh,
after
yeah,
that?
we got Latin America in between both of those.
Yeah,
America.
we're gonna be home for 2 days,
2 days, 2 whole
Two
days.
days.
and then we're gonna go and do a whole another month
Wow.
And then actually
Then we'll be
actually
home
we're
for
gonna
6
fly home
weeks.
for one
Yeah.
day, and then we're gonna play a show the next day.
Yeah, we have a lot lined up.
Wow.
And then it'll be like 6 weeks, but who knows what'll pop up in between, because
The 27th
every
show,
time we have off for longer than like a month and a half,
Run.
Yeah.
some tour or some like 3-show event or something pops up.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Hopefully I'll be able to have a little bit of time off and sit around and write, just
Okay.
like these guys.
So you guys don't have much time off, so I'm gonna set you guys free, so you have some more time right now.
Okay.
Relax before the show.
Sleep when you're dead.
We-
Get
we
the shit going.
No way. 20 hours.
So thanks for hanging out, and we
Good
look
to see you,
forward
man.
to seeing you guys kick
Thank
ass
you.
tonight.
Thank you.
My man.
Hell
Right
yeah,
on.
brother.
Always a pleasure,
Thank you.
you guys, and thank you.
Thank you all for the
Merci,
support.
tout le monde.
Come
Love
out to the
you all.
shows. We'll see you guys soon.
Je t'aime. Au revoir.
Terrence, you guys kicked ass tonight. How do you feel about tonight's show?
Actually, I love playing at this little teeny tiny venue. It's awesome. It's a part of home for me. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I played here anymore. But the crowd is always awesome. The people are always awesome. It's always hot. It's always intimate. And for everything to be said about a big giant festival where there's a million people seeing your band and blah 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 blah, it's not the same as playing on a very small, intimate stage in front of people that are your fans and friends. I love you, man, you guys. Really, I do. Tonight was fucking awesome. I had a great night. I was able to hear everything great. The people were great. The energy was great. And that's all I could ask for. So thank you.
Right on. Quick question. You're on BC Rich. That's a warlock, right?
Yeah. It's a warlock.
Are you
It-
sponsored?
I've been sponsored by BC Rich since 1996. Anyway, since 1996, I got my first warlock, which was a semi-exclusive endorsement. And, as time has gone on, BC Rich has changed, but I still use my signature series ones. See, look, my drummer's carrying my goddamn guitar. That's how good of a band do I have? Eric, show him. You're carrying my guitar. How good of a band do I have?
That's the guitar, man. It's the guitar.
That's one of my favorite guitars that's been out there since 2012, I guess. But that's a couple of years after I had my first endorsement, and I've used that guitar so much. It's seen every place in the world. It just comes with me, and it just never fails, and I carry it with me religiously. And I love BC Rich. I love Moser guitars. Fucking A. that's where I'm at with it.
Have you ever tried 7 strings? Have you ever gone
I have
that?
2 of them at home, and I never use them because I hate them. I won't tell you which ones they are.
Yeah.
It's not hard to adjust. I think it's a cheap way out, you know? Once corn came out, and that's what was the industry changed to the 7 strings,
Yeah.
then there was 8 strings, and now what happens to the bass player, And then, I'm a guitar player, so I always, Smoke on the Water, freaking Crazy Train, um, Sweet Leaf, all those classic songs that I grew up on learning and being able to show to people don't really apply on 7, 8, 9,
Yeah.
12,000 string guitars. So I'm a 6-string slinger, and that's always what I'm gonna be, man.
Right on.
You know? So, DC Rich, I love you guys. Moser, I love you guys. Best, most metal designs in the planet. Trust me.
And last question, compared to last night you guys were in England?
Yeah, tonight was better.
Really?
Way better.
Why?
Why? Because France just brought the intensity, man. I mean, it's just is. It is. Why do you think Gojira played the Olympics? Did it, did it, did it.
Thanks, Terrence.
Cheers, you guys,
Thanks
man.
for your time.
Keep supporting your bands. Keep listening to metal music. Keep buying shirts. And we're here to fucking bring you the metal as much as we can. Without you, we wouldn't exist. And I'm telling you, after 30 years, keep it going, you guys. Cheers and much love.